Malaysia just reported its inflation number of 1.5% in November. And if we were to look at assets like our FD, which gives return of about 3.5%, why does it feel that the returns are not high enough for the increase in cost for our lifestyle? So let us explore this particular number. So in a nutshell, what inflation measures is the price increase for certain items. So over here, we can see that the headline inflation numbers for the month of November was about 1.5%, which derives from a couple of goods, or we call them basket of goods, which consists of food, which rose by about 2.6%, furnishing, which rose about 1.4%, recreation, which rose about 0.6%. I think for this episode, let us focus on the food inflation. And why I want to focus on food is that the expenses of food makes about 30 to 35% of the disposable income. Me personally, when I look at the prices of rice, chicken, vegetables, I feel that it is much more than 2.6%. And quite honestly, me living somewhere in Selangor, I find it very difficult to find local rice which has a price cap or the price is being controlled. Rather, most times when I go to the supermarket, I only find imported rice, which basically means every time I consume, it is so much more expensive. All in all, how I'm measuring my inflation is I write down my monthly expenses. And every month, I look at the prices of each item and see the increase for each item. Based on that, I can measure my own personal inflation numbers.
Once I get my personal inflation number, the next thing I will do is try to find assets which gives higher ROIs than my inflation number. That way, if the ROI or the return on investments are much higher than the inflation, this is where we can start building wealth.
So for you right now, if you're starting from zero, my advice is to start writing down all your expenses on a month-on-month basis. Once you have already written down all your expenses month on month, this will help you track the prices of all the items that you consume on a monthly basis, while at the same time you can see the price increase for every item. Once you have already seen your own personal inflation numbers, what you can do is to pick an asset or pick an investment which gives ROIs much higher than the inflation.